Welcome to another exciting episode of The Brewview, brought to you by the Wort Shop. My name is T.
My name is Kaz.
Kaz is actually joining us, not because Jesse's on vacation, but because Kaz is a beer expert.
I might be pushing a little bit much there. Just because you drink a lot of beer doesn't mean you're a beer expert.
Well, he certainly doesn't have the stomach for it, guys. We will be drinking Westmalle Trappist Monk beer. Give me a little bit of intelligence about what we're about to do.
Well, Westmalle Trappist beer comes from the Westmalle Abbey in Belgium, and it's brewed by the Trappist Monks at the Westmalle Abbey.
Guys, if you don't know what a Trappist monk is, they're not the ones that pound the book on their head. Nope, they're not those ones.
No.
No.
I think they spend more of their day making beer, which we all like. There's 14 Trappist abbeys in the world, 12 which are certified to display the authentic Trappist Abbey logo.
Right, and I think only 12 of them do that,
12 of them do that. And most of them are found in Europe, but there is one in the United States, and I think one in Canada, and one in Spain.
So the one in the U.S., I think, is Massachusetts?
Massachusetts.
Correct. So Trappist Monk beer, which is, it's some of the most sought-after beer in the world. This is the first of the Trappist Monks beers.
Right. Westmalle Abbey was founded and started brewing beer in 1794. And then later in 1856, I think they picked up the Trappist official name.
Correct. So they started with a beer, and then it became a brown beer.
They had a table beer, then they brewed a brown beer, and later they came out with the double and then the triple.
The Abbey is also very famous for cheese, as I understand.
Yes, well, cheese goes along well with beer, so.
Who could go wrong? Guys, we're going to go ahead and start with the double. We're going to open this bottle. We're going to pour it, and then we're going to get into smelling, tasting, and talk about all those good things that matter when it comes to actually drinking beer, not just the rich history. See you soon. All right, so we went ahead and poured this beer. It's a beautiful, like caramel-type dark brown. I'm really excited to do this. Tell me a little bit about the Dubbel.
Well, the Dubbel gets its name from when they took their first brown beer, the Westmalle Monks, and they doubled the number of raw ingredients to both kind of increase the complexity of the flavor in there and also up the alcohol content.
Right, so this is, I want to say, a 7%?
7%.
So it's going to be pretty interesting. I imagine we're going to get a lot of malts because I realize that most Belgian beers aren't hop forward. They're mostly malt forward. So let's go ahead and put it to the nose. I get like a light banana, something like that.
I'm picking up the malt and a little bit of sweetness on it as well.
All right, let's taste it. Oh, that's amazing. That's
really smooth, really good.
Right, so for a 7% beer, I'm not getting alcohol. Absolutely not getting alcohol.
Very malt forward. I really like malt forward beers, so this is
I think of really a lot of the European style beers where they're very malt forward, so like your Box and Doppelbox and all those type of beers. I feel like I'm kind of in that realm.
It's got a nice creamy head on it.
And it's not made with nitro, but it is definitely creamy. It's good beer, guys.
This is an all-day drinking beer.
2 hours later.
Sorry, we're going streaking through the quad and into the gymnasium. Come on, everybody!
Even at 7%, it's
right. So I can definitely go through a couple of these bottles, or 2, 3, 4, 5 of these bottles, pretty easy.
And I think we're drinking it at the right temperature. It's warmed up probably a good 55 degrees right now. 50,
right. So we took these out of the refrigerator probably about 30 or 40 minutes ago. We got them down to the right temperature. So we're enjoying them where the flavor palette is actually the strongest.
Right.
And this Dubbel is definitely coming in pretty strong, guys.
This is probably one of the better Dubbels I've ever had.
Yeah.
This is definitely a great Dubbel. Good
well,
representation. I mean, they've been doing it for 300 and something years, so I think they
definitely mastered it. We're going to finish these ones up, and then we're going to come back and talk the triple. See you soon. All right, so we've actually went ahead and poured the triple, and the first thing I would like to say, it is truly a Belgian beer because I think I like Stella or Artois and those type of beers. It's very light-bodied, very good carbonation going on here. Random streams of bubbles. They're very consistent. I'm excited. Tell me about this beer.
It's completely different in appearance from the Dubbel. I mean, it gets its pale golden color from the pale candy sugars in it and also the Pilsner malts that they use with it. And I think it's called Styrian hops and also some Pilsner hops.
Right. So this should be pretty exciting. This is the stronger of the two, which is funny because it's a lighter beer.
Right. Light. You can't judge a beer by its color. It has a ABV of 9.5%, so it's a little bit above that double there that was coming in at 7.
Right. It's going to be having a bite. Let's go ahead and smell it. You know, again, I get some banana notes. I don't know if that's because the Belgium malts.
Some of the banana notes definitely smells sweeter than the double.
So the candy sugars or whatever they put in there, I think, creates that higher ABV for sure.
Yes, well, they ferment it twice outside of the bottle, and then they throw it in the bottle,
And
then
ferment
they add
it again.
the candy sugars and yeast and ferment it a third time.
Attorney James Elliott says you're looking at exploding beer caught on surveillance on August 2nd. His client injured severely off camera.
I'm excited. Let's go ahead and taste it. For 9%, bro, I totally get that. I almost feel like I'm drinking like a very dry wine or something like that.
I was going to say
very
more of a
strong.
champagne. It's got a little bit of dryness to it, but the sweet on the back end.
But it totally doesn't remind me of like a beer, technically.
No, you don't pick up the strong alcohol on that at all.
No, it's very refreshing, actually.
A lot different than the double. It's not as malt forward, but really a lot more sweeter.
So if you can find enough of these bottles, because they're hard to come by, but this is a Super Bowl beer in my book.
Oh, definitely.
Because I could crush the hell out of this watching the Niners win the Super Bowl. Which,
You may not make it through the end of the game if you're crushing the hell out of this 9%er, but it goes down real smooth.
Cheers. Let's talk about this. So the double on the crushable scale, how'd that fit for you? 1 to 10.
I put that at right at about an 8.
It was a really
crushable
good
beer. But I got to take into consideration the high alcohol. You know, I may want to sit there and crush them all day long, but I might not last the whole day. So
I agree. And for me, the double was probably about a 7. I thought it was super smooth, very crushable beer. Like you can drink a lot of those and not know it hit you. Like it's going to hurt later.
Yeah, it'll hurt later, but you definitely.
And the triple?
The triple, I want to put it at a 7, and I'm only giving it that because it's 9.5%. I probably couldn't crush a whole lot of those.
I agree.
Flavor-wise, it's definitely crushable all day long.
If you crush too many of the triples, it's very tasty. You drink enough of it while you're sitting, you're happy. When you stand up, you're just going to fall over. So,
Come on, stand up.
guys, I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Brewview brought to you by the Wort Shop. My name is T.
And I'm Kaz.
Remember to hit the like, the subscribe. What else?
Ring the bell.
Ring the bell. Cheers.